Welcome to my channel. I'm Eddie from Malaysia. This is my first YouTube video. I will be sharing how to use Microsoft Power BI to analyze Check Point Firewall logs in near real time. We will be integrating Azure Log Analytics capability to obtain log data and building Power BI report for further analyses. About the data flow to Azure components required to be set up for log to be accessed by Power BI. Data from Firewall will be synced into an Ubuntu Syslog server and the Syslog data will be collected into Azure Log Analytics Workspace. Power BI dataset will be getting data from the Workspace periodically. Some of the mid-range firewall reporter are limited to analyze the logs such as VPN user behavior. Some of the assumption including on having an Azure subscription ready and Power BI desktop software installed on your machine. And have some basic understanding on how to manage Azure resources. The setup will be split into multiple small sessions. You can refer to the description below for any of the different components setup. Let's begin with the setup from scratch. Some of the screen are pretty much silent after the introduction at beginning. Just following the steps would be sufficient. First, create an Azure resource group that will only contains the necessary components which act like a grouping to manage relevant resources. We will now begin set up an Ubuntu virtual machine as Syslog server, which uses the middleman between Firewall and Azure Log Analytics Workspace. You can use any available version. As demo purposes, the security configuration are minimum. In actual setup, you will need to further tighten it. Once the VM ready, let us assign a fixed IP to be used by Firewall to sync log. We are ready to configure the Ubuntu VM, either enable SSH port or the easiest way by using Bastion Access. Once access successful, update the Ubuntu components. Now let's set up Firewall to send log to Ubuntu VM. Let enable Firewall IP in Azure portal for Ubuntu VM. Allow the firewall public IP port 514 will do. Time to configure Ubuntu Syslog server. Enable root privileges. Check firewall log being received. Verify our Syslog being installed. Change the Rsyslog configuration to capture firewall log using Nano tool. Unhash the module and port. Add the few lines to enable firewall IP. Change the Syslog location in 50 default configuration file. Modify log rotate config file if necessary to ensure automatic rotation and compression of log files to avoid consume all available disk space the VM. Restart the Rsyslog. The specific directory will appear. Syslog file occur in the specific folder. Ready to create Log Analytics Workspace to sync the Syslog from Ubuntu. For beginning using the free pricing tier, once configuration ready, this can be changed to other tier. Copy the text box content and download an onboard agent for Linux. Execute the agent installation. Connect the VM in Azure portal. Verify the heartbeat log appear, meaning connection from VM is ready. Nothing in Syslog yet. Let execute installation of Python module in VM to verify the agent service. In Azure portal, select Agent Configuration, Syslog, Add Facility, Auth. Firewall log being capture. Change to local time to verify the data. Further change the Ubuntu to only sync firewall data to log analytics excluding the Ubuntu log itself. Create a new 90OMS agent configuration file. Restart our Syslog in agent service. Almost complete. Let's create the query to be used by Power BI. Execute the syslog, perform sorting, ensure the latest log appear. Using this customized query to filter the firewall VPN login and logout event. Save the query to be reused in future. Type of filtering action used in Check Point Firewall. These two sample quotes can be downloaded from the description below. Select the Power BI export option for both the login and logout event. Copy the exported query and paste it into Power BI Query Editor. Enter the Azure credential and wait for data to be refreshed. Finally, data are available for report designing. Some of the sample reports to be built. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please click the subscribe and bell icon so you will be notified when I publish a new video on my channel.